is the hukm or the Islamic ruling of fasting. It says fast for Ramadan is obligatory, it's an obligation upon the Muslim who is mature. Mature meaning that those who are before the age of puberty, it's not an obligation to fast. There are two ages when it comes to puberty, those that are young and those that are mumayyiz. Mumayyiz means, for example, they are able to discern what is right and wrong, the age 7 upwards, for example. At this age, then it's recommended for them to fast, but it's not an obligation, meaning if they don't fast, they're not sinful. However, it's recommended for them to fast. So, as we mentioned before, they're ordered to fast, their parents say fast, they distract them, give them rewards. If you fast and, whatever, you're going to get to, go shop, buy trainers, buy a new game, whatever it is. And you encourage them to fast, basically. If they break their fast halfway through the day, you don't beat them and tell them off or punish them. Why? Because they're not sinful for doing it, for breaking their fast. But you encourage them so that they get used to it. So that's the first condition, which is bulugh. They have to be of the age of, then it's an obligation. The second one, they have to be of sound mind. If a person isn't of sound mind, then it's not an obligation for them to fast. And this is with regards to all of the ahkam, all of the rules in Islam, they're built upon their person being above the age of puberty and being of sound mind. And third one being a Muslim. These are considered the conditions for all of the actions. And then after each action has other conditions. Like Salah has its own conditions, Sawm has its own conditions, and so on and so forth. So the mashhur say the one who is able to fast, the one who has the ability and the capacity to fast. If you're unable to fast, then it's not an obligation. Allah doesn't burden a person more than he can bear. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. The fifth or the fifth condition is that the moon has to be observed, or 30 days of Sha'ban has to be completed. So how do you know when the month is coming? The first one is that the moon is sighted. The second one is that Sha'ban has finished 30 days. The month is either 29 or 30 days, it can't be 31 days. If after 30 days the moon isn't sighted, the next day is going to be the month of Ramadan. When it comes to when you fast, then as long as the person who sighted the moon is someone who's trustworthy, then you accept one witness. That's for all the other months, and it says you accept 2 witnesses. This is based upon a hadith of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where a companion came and said he saw the moon, and he said he ordered people to fast. And that's based upon the sighting of one person who's trustworthy. What does it mean by trustworthy here? Trustworthy means that the person doesn't commit major sins, and he doesn't persist upon minor sins. That's a trustworthy person. The person is a mas'ala of an-niyyah before fasting. It says, what does it mean by prior attention? It means that a person has to have the intention to fast before the day begins. He can't, for example, wake up and then halfway through the day decide that he's going to fast because it's the Ramadan. That day wouldn't count for him. He has to have the fast from before the day begins. So he has to have the intention to fast at night time. This is for a number of reasons. Number one, fasting is an act of ibadah, and you can't do it unless you have intention. That's the first thing. Every act of ibadah, it needs intention. Intention to do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The second hadith, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu said, "La siyam liman lam yubayyit siyam min al-layl." There's no fast for the person that didn't have the intention to fast at night. This hadith is the evidence which is used to show that you have, one of the evidences used to show you have to have the intention at night time. As for the voluntary fast, then it's allowed to make the intention on the day of the fast. Why? Again, based upon evidence. There's a hadith of Aisha radiallahu anha that she said that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came home and he's asked me, is there anything to eat in the house? She said, there's nothing in the house. He said, okay, therefore I am fasting. And this was in the daytime. And this is used as evidence to show that it's permissible to intend the voluntary fast any time during the day if you haven't eaten, on condition that you haven't eaten. Meaning